Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is October 30th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing great. I'm excited. The Halloween episode is here. I've been prepping. Just been passing thoughts. I've been using my Apple Notes. I'm going somewhere. I think of something
I'm
pops in
impressed.
my head. I scribble it down in the notes. Not scribble, but type it into the notes.
I'm impressed. I think I haven't had that level of pre-planning and dedication this year. This is an annual tradition. We started this in 2018. We're like, shit, we got to talk about golf. It's October. There is no real golf. Let's make up Halloween costumes. I don't remember. I think this is how Slugger White came to be. We were just making stuff up. Remember we had a politics episode where we talked about like who would make your cabinet of golf, and like Jason Day was head of health and human services because he was always injured. This was like 6 years ago. We were just making up gimmicks. The Halloween one stuck, and
you know what we talked about then too?
It. What?
We talked about football then too.
Let's do 20 minutes. Let's talk fantasy lineups for week 9 or whatever it is. Some blowback about the football chatter at the top of this.
We've talked about football. We talked about football when Mitch Trubisky was the Bears quarterback.
Go pound sand. There was a fucking Hail Mary for your team. Get out of here. There was. You want to talk about Nico Echevarria for 55 minutes and who won the Champions Tour? Who won the Arkansas? Padre. I'm sorry. The refund's in the mail. All right. The refund is in the mail for the 20 minutes of football talk or whatever it was. It's the freaking Hail Mary.
People want PJ to timestamp. Right. Trying to throw more work on the poor guy's got to watch Champions Tour for an hour.
They want a timestamp in the notes description.
Yeah.
No, we're not providing that level of service.
We're talking about golf and football right now. So what would we timestamp this as?
A mishmash. I don't know.
Mishmash.
I don't know why I almost purposely mispronounced that. I don't know why I got that one. Let's do a little. Now they're mad because we're just doing inanity stuff.
Listen, we're only going to talk about golf. I want to talk about what Nico Echevarria has done to take his game to the next level.
Let's talk East Lake Cup lineups. What lineup do you like going out for the final in East Lake Cup today? Well, who do you like? I saw that
Clanton-Koiven match yesterday.
That's a great one. A great one. Let's do. Can I do a Toasty Tale? That's a mix of golf and an amusement, right?
Can we start? Better not be about him going to a football game.
Toasty Tale. This is from Linnea, friend of the program, recent winner of the member guest flight at member guest. Toasty Tale.
She won. You know what flight she won?
I do. Bert
renamed. Bert Bielema. The Kalen DeBoer renamed to Bert Bielema
flight. The Toasty Tale.
We gotta watch out. That's some football crosstalk.
Yeah, you gotta get the hell out of here with the football. The Toasty Tale. I went to the Wyndham Championship on Saturday with a friend, and we luckily got there right as Toasty was finishing the first hole. Perfect. I noticed an all-caps large group of college-age guys, loudly cheering, chanting for him. Toasty was laughing about it. Off the second tee, there was a massive white house with a bunch of people watching from the backyard. He hits his drive and then walks over and says hello to all these people. This is off the second tee. As we were kind of walking behind him, one of the men in the brigade says something and asks us if we know him. I say, of course, not just watching him. Do you know him? And he tells us that their buddy is caddying for him today. So Toasty didn't have a place to stay. So somehow ended up staying at the giant white house off the second green or second tee at the Wyndham. He just, I don't know if he drives around the neighborhood of the course, knocks on doors.
Little golf history. Sedgefield might have been the first residential golf development. A little history tied into Toasty finding the house on the fairway.
I love this. So then when his caddy couldn't go on Saturday, he called up the kid of the house, luckily before the kid had gone out drinking Friday night, to pick up the bag. So the whole group of guys all of a sudden were mainly there for the friend who was suddenly caddying. This seems like maybe a weekly thing. Do you believe he's just rolling into town without a place to stay, maybe knocking on doors in the neighborhood, also asking for them to caddy, finding a place to flop and a place to carry someone to carry his bag. Toasty Tale from the end of the regular
season. Hey, can I
season.
ask a question?
What?
Could you imagine what Toasty would be if Bones was his caddy?
Wouldn't be fighting for top 125 status. He wouldn't even playing in the fall. Maybe
he's probably won 3 majors by now.
He might be a subject to Cutthroat Corner, which segues to our next segment. Big changes, Andy, coming to the PGA Tour. Oh, you want to talk about football?
I want to talk. Well, I was going to tie something to football, the Eastlake Cup. Something going on right now. Golf.
Okay.
Golf tied to football. You know what happened? OSU had that storybook run to the Final Four of the NCAA. So Eastlake is the Final Four of the NCAA from the year before.
Yeah.
They got blanked. They got blanked in the Final Four. Too similar for Buckeye fans. Get to the Final Four, just get the doors blown off. Georgia Tech blanks them 5-0.
That's kind of tough. That Ohio State, little engine that could, just trying to find its way in the world, just trying to get up with Cinderella. All right, while we're on that,
they lost Shipley. They lost their star power.
He lost some.
That's
heft
always
up front.
The thing about.
They can't block.
That's always the thing about this event is they do those top 4 teams, and it's like a lot of the teams are way worse the next year.
Sure, that would make sense. While we're doing this, schedule for the week is the Eastlake Cup. As you're listening to this, it's probably ending. It's 3 to 6 p.m. Wednesday night, the 30th. The only real event is the LPGA Toto Japan Classic at Seta Golf Course. Kupcho, Brooke Henderson, Jin Yun Ko highlight a strong group there. That is overnight golf, 11 to 2, Wednesday through Saturday. Lynn Grant, Yuka Sasso playing. So that's it. That's all I see.
I feel like the Toto Championship not being in Africa is bullshit.
Bless the rains.
should have to be in Africa.
No lift, clean in place. We bless the rains here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
That could be a Halloween costume. You dress up as Toto. Say, "Oh, you're Toto."
No, I'm a middling October stop on the LPGA Tour. Is what I am. Okay, that's a preview of what's to come. I guess also schedule for the week. We have the Rolex Challenge Tour Grand Final. So essentially like the KFT finals on the European Tour. That's
Rolex
coffee golf.
Sponsored by Rolex?
I mean, Rolex, I think, just writes a check for $20 billion at the start of the year. And they're just like sprinkle it all around every golf event ever. Essentially is what happens. Yeah, I guess it is. I think it's.
Do you get a Rolex if you graduate?
Maybe like the low end ones. I'm not a watch guy. I don't really understand the whole watch thing, but that's 7 to noon, Thursday through Sunday. We got Challenge Tour notables is what we got from a friend of the program, Brentley Romine. Should I do that?
Sure.
I can't find the damn email. I've got,
Brentley was busy. He was on the Fried Egg Pod. He was getting you notables.
I'm working on the road here. I'm one-handed with my mic and trying to type and search for things. It's not, as you know well, so I can't find it.
Hell, we don't have football to talk about.
I mean, we could talk about football. You want to talk about the Thursday night game? Who's on this week?
I do.
DP,
I don't want to talk about the Thursday night game. I don't want to think about the Thursday night game. I don't want to talk about the Thursday night game.
Who do the Jets play?
They play Houston. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
We're
the Jets are favored.
The Jets are favored.
One thing I've enjoyed this week is the national media has turned on Matt Eberflus, and that's been enjoyable. So sick to mention, I've just been searching Eberflus on Twitter and just watching people tee off on him.
That's good. That's good.
The players have turned on him and the national media.
Notables for the Q School DP World Tour Finals: Clancy Waugh, Paul Dunn, and John Henry.
Kid.
Clancy Waugh, Paul Dunn, and John Henry. I don't think Paul is Jimmy's kid, and John Henry I don't think is the strategic sports group head, but I think that's the connection there. Yeah, Clancy Waugh.
John, I love that.
Michael Miller, Ollie. Sorry, I can't see. I'm trying. I'm on the road.
Oily.
I'm on the road here. I can't read. I gotta squint. Michael Miller, Ollie Huggins, George Mason, Huggins, Miller. It feels like
Michael Miller,
basketball.
The college basketball. Yeah.
Stuart Manley, Soren Broholt, Lind, and
wait, Ollie Miller or Oliver
Huggins.
Miller. What about Oliver Miller?
Huggins. Yeah,
you can put the
basketball.
two together. Oh, we got to be careful. No sports talk here.
What
are you doing?
Stuart Manley, Soren Broholt, Lind, Oyhan Gia Mound Guy. So man, guy, bro. I think that's the one there. Alejandro Aguilera, Chris Hansen, and Nolan Ray.
Chris
Hansen, Aguilera.
Hansen, the 90s pop.
MTV Total Request Live essentially going on here. Sharpstein, David Nifall, Flavio Michetti, swordsman. What is that mean?
It's all knives, sharp objects, knifeman.
Okay,
knifefall.
Got it.
Swordsman's an incredible last name. That'd be an amazing last name to have. Any first name swordsman.
Sharp, Nifall, Mish. Bears. Bears.
Wait,
group?
is Sharpstein or is it Swordsman?
No, it's Sharpstein. I got a key for this one. Toby Hunt, Toby Tree, and Alfie Plant is just like been doing that one for 5 years here. It just gets a chuckle. Toby Tree. It can't be a real
Alfie
person.
Plant. How's Toby still on the Challenge Tour?
I mean, there's not enough upward mobility over there. I don't know.
I swear he plays in DP World Tour events all the time.
It's a good grunt.
He might be the 4A. Toby Tree might be the 4A guy on the DP World Tour.
Here's this. I mean, it's in the DP World Tour almost 4A itself now. I mean, if you're not, you're kind of like triple double A something going on, rookie ball thing. If you're
well, I think we're going to come a time where somebody's going to turn down the PGA Tour membership.
That's true. Slowman group, last one, the slow play group. Tom Slowman, Joseph Winslow, and Kieran Cantley. It's pretty good. A little misdirection there at the end. All right, that's your DP World Tour. That's coffee golf. All right, schedule for the week. Speaking of let's do a read for our friends from True Golf. It's getting cold. Maybe you're a Challenge Tour player and you might need a place to play. Maybe you're like worried about status. You could go to True Golf and get your launch box monitor all dialed in. Are you setting one up in your yard? Launch box?
I'm going to, yeah. You know what I always think of when I hear the launch box? Did you ever drink any lunch boxes at the bar?
I don't think so. I was more of a last call, final word guy. A final say, whatever that was.
And college just had too many lunch boxes.
I've heard. What is that? Is that orange juice or something?
Yeah, there's like beer. It's something we used to just, chug down in Champagne. It's like amaretto, orange juice, and beer, I think.
Okay. That is not part of the offering. If you go to truegolf.com/egg.
You could drink a lunchbox while hitting balls on your lunchbox
by TrueGolf
in your backyard while watching football.
Connects to your PC or iOS device. Easy setup, instant shot registration, accurate measured data, easy Wi-Fi connection. That's not a given. Sometimes tough to get easy Wi-Fi connections. If they say it, I'm intrigued. It's optimized for indoor use, can be used on range mats outdoors. This is how you get set up. You go to truegolf.com, use the code /egg, no code. truegolf.com/egg. All caps, we are legally not allowed to use the course names for marketing without prior approval, but they got some good courses that are associated with this whole deal with TrueGolf that you can play with your lunchbox, not your lunchbox monitor. TrueGolf.com/egg. Thanks to them for their support. Check it out as we get into the winter months season. Big news, I guess, coming out Tuesday. All the tour changes. We kind of heard about this for many months. This was officially sent in some sort of memorandum to the players. It will be voted on at the RSM PAC meeting. It is expected to be sort of a pro forma thing that's going to go through. And the nuts and bolts, I suppose, are they're reducing field sizes in a significant way, I suppose, for the PGA Tour. Maximum players in open tournaments are going from 156 to 144, with reductions to 120 or 132 when required. I don't know what that means. They'll just see. It's too dark, not enough daylight. We're just going to go to 132. Exemptions are going to so there's a whole chart. I don't need to read it off. It's available online. A lot of 144 tournaments are going to 120.
Favorite thing about the announcement was
what?
Where they snuck the 300 cut exemption in. Pretty high
in terms of priority ranking. So the field sizes are going down. Like Phoenix is 120, Mexico is 120, Cognizant's 120. American Express is 156. They got 3 courses. Farmers and I don't know when I guess open events are 156 to 144. All the rest are 120, 132. To do that, they are reducing status exemptions. Culling that a little bit. So 125 goes down to 100. This is all for 2026, by the way. It's not, next month, essentially, when the new season starts. 2026, 125 going down to 100. Conditional category is 101 to 125. They're decreasing KFT cards from 30 to 20. They're reducing or basically eliminating Monday qualifying spots altogether, but then from 4 to 2 for some of those biggest, burliest open fields. And then they're going to vote on it November 18th. They're reshifting the priority. Sponsor exemptions, unrestricted 4, are still remaining, as far as I can read. Any other things I'm missing here? Q School is simply, top 5 from ties to top 5. We're getting in the weeds here. But that's it. I mean, it's kind of what we had heard was coming. Field sizes down, status getting a little bit more cutthroat.
Overarching, I think this is a good thing for the PGA Tour. I think that you could get into this and ask questions about a lot of things in here, like why is this here? Why is this above here? I'm a huge fan of Monday qualifiers, but like the idea that like I played well in one round and that gets me into this tournament is probably like, it's not like, if you, and sorry to use a cross sport reference, but like I shot well one day and I became a rotation player for the Bulls. That might be true for the Bulls, but like that's not how it really works, right? Like you earn spots, and I think like overarching, like it also addresses like, I mean, we could talk about the slow play memo they sent out, but
that's coming. I've got that going. I've got the impacts of it.
Overarching, like they have like a serious problem. They can't get these guys around. The field sizes had to get smaller. You can't, from like a competitive sanctity of events, you can't have like that back of the bus finishing the next morning, like not being able to complete their rounds is not like, that's not a fair competition where one group of players in the field get to play all in one day. Then because you're a lower status player, you have to play these rounds that you play 12 holes into pitch black. And then you come back at the crack of dawn the next morning, have to play. And then the next day, that same next day, you have to play another round of golf. Like it just, from like a competitiveness, that was like a major competitive problem, right? Like you want to have some semblance of like everybody's playing under the same stakes.
Could you not just tell them to play faster instead of lopping off 12 guys here and 8 guys there? Or
I think they should have lopped off 12 guys and told them to play faster. I think it should have been a both situation.
Well, they need their physical therapy time, allegedly. This is why fewer guys are going to have cards, because of more time for physical therapy, PT, before and after rounds. Here's the pace of play issue while we're on the subject. They released the new pace of play, tour pace of play policy. Essentially, I don't need to read it word by word. It's giving players more time to hit and reducing or eliminating fines based on bad times. There is an increase in fines for the very slowest players, that are determined by their stroke time policy. This is not a pace of play policy. It's an unpace of play policy. They went the other way. They're giving them more time to hit and reducing fines. Like, this isn't a serious organization.
I mean, think about what every single other sport is trying to do right now.
Pitch clock.
Like every sport is trying to figure out, like, how do we speed this up? How do we appeal to the younger demographic that has clearly shown that their attention span's shorter? How do we make this sport snappier? And golf says, hold my beer. Let's run. I'm running the other way.
The kids still use that meme, hold my beer. Thanks, PJ's nodding. Thanks for the affirmation. So what, like, let's talk about product. And I have a question about this. Like, we've been doing a year of cutthroat. Need to be more cutthroat. I was basing it purely off of quotes by Rory and Lanto or whoever was issuing that. What, like, just, I see an argument being proposed. This improves watchability. Like, I don't know. Does it? Does this really matter? I'm fine with this field sizes or exemptions and status going down, but like the 3M or the Rocket Mortgage is still going to come along, and watchability is going to be what it is, whether those last 8 guys are in or not. And they're still going to focus on Ricky on Thursday and Friday. That's the watchability. So what improves watchability? What improves the product more? Actually giving them more time to be turtles, or taking out 12 kind of mules? To use a term, right? I mean, is that a fair question? I don't even know that this is a big deal for the product.
I think honestly is so negligible.
As someone who has been a proponent of cutthroat, I don't even know this is a big deal.
I think the reduced exempt players is a big deal for product because it's going to make the stakes week in, week out, and relegation more. It's going to bring relegation up, and relegation to me is one of the most interesting things about the week in, week out PGA Tour product.
Okay.
I think that is like the one thing in this that makes a sizable impact in the product, because I think with it being 100, you're going to see more guys play the Rocket Mortgage, especially because the tour hasn't addressed that there are 2 tours.
Right.
There are 2 tours, and they're still giving away a outsized amount of points for tournaments like the Rocket Mortgage. So smart players are going to look at the Rocket Mortgage and be like, wait, like I got to go play against Lanto, and I got to go play against Pepe Peter, and there's, the strength of field is like significantly less than the, Travelers. Why wouldn't I go play this event?
I mean, yeah, the cards thing is a second order effect, right? Like if you're reducing field sizes, exempt members, they said, has to go down 20 to 25% if you're reducing field sizes by X%. I do like that. It feels a little simplified in terms of like the whole who is exempt and who's priority. Now, they still got a lot of categories. I mean, there's still like winners on the PGA Tour, then top 70. Like it still goes down. But I don't know why you can't just have 100 guys that have cards and that's it.
That's what I don't get. Like, why can't this be so simple? There are 100 cards. You either have one or you don't. And these are the ways you get them. Maybe there's 120 and the 20 additional outside of the top 100 are the KFT. Like, to me, is it ridiculous to think like if you win a tournament, you should be in the top 100? And if you win a tournament and you're not in the top 100, should you have a card? Probably not. Probably not. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's
the other thing, the 300 cut exemption. Nothing explains the tour's issues more than the 300 cut exemption. Like by some, like, okay, it's a great landmark achievement that you make 300 cuts, but why? Because you made 300 cuts over 20 years, does that mean that you get an exemption for a year? Like, arguably, that's when the time you make the 300th cut is the era in your career when you shouldn't have an exemption. It's at the twilight of your career for most of these guys that the 300 cut exemption matters. Please get rid of this.
Just to hammer home the point in the order of priority, 300 cuts made comes directly above 3-time winners on the Korn Ferry Tour and DP World Tour in the current season. It's a battlefield promotion, essentially, from KFT and DP World Tour, one below 300 cuts made on the new priority list. This is the proposed priority ranking for 2026. Kind of hammers home your point about current form and just guy made 300 cuts from 1992 to 2000.
The JJ Henry exemption.
I love that it has a name. They need to start branding these. But
the slow play thing, it's just
slap in the face.
It's just so bad. But anyways, overarching, I do think there's a competitive product element because the tour has gotten more cutthroat. That overarching, like, I think, listen, I have no faith in that player advisory committee sitting in a room and making good decisions. No faith.
Okay.
But I think like it, and like they've have not nailed like any of the details of this thing. The details aren't great, but the overarching theme I would agree with.
There are some people who are very upset about that Monday Q thing, notably Monday Q, Ryan French. The KFT thing going from 30 to 20. It feels almost like more solidifying, like that we've heard all year about how it's impossible to get starts. Well, now we have fewer of the guys in that category. Maybe you get, I mean, we'll see. You got to wait to see it in action.
They're behind the 300 cut exemption, boys.
You got to wait to see it. No, they're not. I don't think that's
I think
true.
They are.
No, they're up there. They're behind tournament winners, top 70, 71 to 100, leading 10 from Dubai, so Euro, and then after that. So they're like fifth behind like essentially the top 100 in the FedEx Cup, tournament winners, and top 10 from DP World Tour. So I don't know. That makes it a little more streamlined, right? A little bit maybe easier. If you finish top 20 on a full KFT season, you have like a little bit more chance to get, I don't know, 12 starts on the PGA Tour, 10, 15, somewhere in there. That's been a struggle, but we got to wait to see that in action. So, yeah, I guess getting more. I'll wait to see if this is a dramatic thing with the product. I just don't know what like those last 12 guys in the field changes much outside of pace of play, which you could address in other ways that feel more more directly applicable to improving the product?
I'm going to give more time, less fines.
Actually,
players are going to play faster. But players are going to play faster because we're doing this.
I think they're just going to play faster with less guys out there. That's possible. I'll hold my breath. I don't know. Overall, positive endorsement.
I think
quibbles.
Positive.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
we're all in this together.
I think we're looking at positive, but with all this stuff, oftentimes the devil's in the details, and I have no faith in this organization ever getting the details right.
Some questions, some pros, some cons. All right, overall, maybe a positive step. We'll see come 2026.
Thematically positive.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at in 26.
Why can't it go to being just so simple? Finish in the top 100, keep your card.
Nothing about the PGA Tour is simple, Andy. It's just this mishmash of just gobbledygook. And when you pull one string and the other 10 things fall apart when you pull one string. There's all these second order.
You brought mishmash.
I'm a pro on that in that regard. All right. Let's get to news real quick before we do costumes. Tom Kim broke his locker. A lot of people angry about that. That happened after we recorded. I got some angry voice messages and notes from the folks in the Euro Tour. So I guys get angry, they break stuff. I'm not so worked up about that. I do think it shows disrespect to the staff and the place and everything. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it. If
break
you're
your own golf clubs.
Joe. Yeah, yes. But
go to town on your bag.
Yeah, take your tail light out or something. Beyond that, though, I got a lot of anecdotes of Tom Kim just being a self-absorbed a-hole. He will talk to you about himself, will never ask you a question about you. There's just a lot of smoke. I know Tron Carter has been on this corner for a while now. It just seems like there are a lot of stories about him. So people who are generally benign characters sent me texts like, this guy is a bad word, which I'll, won't do the earmuffs thing. But he's 20, whatever he is, 21. A lot of time to grow. You can understand being a little petulant, having some mistakes. But a lot of stories around the broken locker. That went public. That got out there, and he apologized. News: Bryson DeChambeau going to DLF. Maybe the news of the century, in my opinion. We'll be all over that when that tournament comes. It's going to be flummoxed by landing zones, outcroppings. Where am I going with this one? That's exciting. The Grant Thornton Field is announced. I don't know that I need to go into that at this moment. Sahith and Rose Zane are together. I thought that was kind of interesting. We'll cover that in December.
Catnip group.
Yep.
It's the influencer group.
Yep. Ricky and Lexi, the Puma Red Bull duo. They should have to wear uniforms.
That's the washed influencer group. Those are the millennial influencer group.
That's a really good point. And then Ryder Cup venue announcement is going to something called Cameral Golf and Wellness is the favorite to be selected. It's going to Spain. I think this is the former Catalunya. I got a tip about this a few months ago. It's owned by some Irish billionaire. Probably put his thumb on the scale. Take it to my resort in Spain. You know what? This sucks. Get your shit together, DP World Tour. Go to a real course. Golf and wellness? What are we talking about?
It sounds like a great place for a free couples trip, Brendan. We got to change our tune here.
I know this is a well-worn subject.
Get somebody to ship us out there for vacation. Golf and wellness sounds...
Hand up, accepting junkets to Catalunya or whatever I just demolished in the...
Sounds Spain Golf Wellness Resort. Sounds like something I could get on board with for, everything but the golf. Do I have to play golf?
Do I have to talk about the golf course?
Can I limit the trip to one spin around the golf course and that's it?
Oh, I will say also, I am available the next 2 weeks to go to El Cardinal for the worldwide. If anybody wants, El Cardinal wants to get in, or Butterfield. I'm open to going to Butterfield. Fleeing the country after the election sounds like a great idea. Happy to go to Mexico or Butterfield. If those resorts would like to get in and offer us some. I don't know if we provide coverage.
They should run a Washington D.C. specific promotion. Like, do you live in the DMV? These resorts, like, there should be a post-election special for DC residents.
Love that. That does it for news. Let's get to costumes, but first, you're out there. Maybe you're operating. Costumes.
You know how a travel company could accept payment for these get out of DC specials? Well,
how?
They should use our friend Stripe.
Our good
We've
friend
used Stripe.
Yeah.
We've used our friend Stripe to accept payment for people's junkets, trips,
They're going
events.
To use our concierge, Club TFE concierge. We're using Stripe.
Stripe powers our payments at Fried Egg. When people want to sign up for a recurring membership, which it's a annual billing, it's a complex thing. It bills on the same day every year. They use Stripe. Stripe has been able to provide our small business with tons of payment solutions. And honestly, as a entrepreneur, as someone who encounters many headaches, like people complaining about us talking about football on a daily basis, I am able to. One thing that I never have had a headache about is Stripe. They have been
from your earliest days.
From the earliest days when I really didn't know what I was doing. Now we got Business Pete who keeps me out of these things. But Stripe, a dummy like me, is able to set up Stripe and get payments flowing into the bank account. Maybe the best part of the business, most important part of running a business is making sure people can pay you. Stripe makes it easy for small business like us, but also massive businesses like Hertz, Alaskan Airlines,
Marriott,
Postmates,
that's
a big company.
OpenAI, Squarespace, Salesforce, lots of these enterprise. They're approved for use with these enterprise Stripe. Go to stripe.com. That's it.
Learn more at stripe.com. Like you're striping a tee shot.
There you go. Stripe.com. Easy. The best for complex and also idiots. All right, let's do Halloween costumes.
Let's get to something that's not complex. And I found myself just like, I can't believe I'm writing this down. It's so stupid.
Are we doing Detective Gillis? All right, this is 6 years we're doing this. We've done everything. Lucas Glover.
We don't need to do Shuffler in a prison outfit. That's what your influencers are telling you to do as golf fans. Shuffler in a prison outfit. Gillis with broken pants. Ripped up pants.
We would tell you to pour water on him and be Lucas Glover. That's our pants costume. You can go to the influencers doing their, Mickey Mouse suggestions for this year.
We were doing this before influencers were doing this stuff on Instagram.
Catnip is bullshit. Yeah, but whatever. Everybody,
I'm going to start with a football one for all of our football fans.
Oh God. Oh, come on. All right.
Go get a new haircut and some fancy clothes. Don't carry around a challenge flag because you don't know how to use it.
Don't have that in the pocket.
Don't have that in the pocket. Okay. People will ask you, "Wow, you're dressed up nice. Are you going out on a date?" No, I'm Coach Matt Eberflus, coach of the Bears.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm Coach Matt Eberflus of the Bears. What are you doing? Does he have like a menu tucked into his belt, or like what does he carry? Does he carry anything, or no? He's just a headset.
No, he's just looking cool. He's just looking cool.
No talismans. Okay.
If somebody asks you about anything, say, well, "I'll have to review the tape." Never take blame for anything. You ready for the next? I got two more. Then
sure.
We'll get to golf. We'll get to golf.
Yeah, we'll get to golf.
Somebody sent me this one, and someone sent me this one. This was an earnest costume, but it directly is applicable to one of our silly nicknames.
Okay.
Wear a monk outfit, but then tape a bunch of empty bags of chips to it.
I like that. Lays, Ruffles, things like that.
You are the chipmunk.
That is good. I like that. Apparently chipmunk's going at others, calling them out. The guy is such a hothead. The chipping short game wars may be back on. Detente may be called off. Ceasefire has ended. Seems like they're subtweeting each other again. Go ahead.
Also, there are many different mayonnaise. Like, you could be a can of mayo. I did a little research. You could get a mayonnaise costume. You could get a mayonnaise t-shirt. People say, oh, you're a thing of mayo. No, you say, I'm legendary chipping instructor Joe Mayo.
He's more than a chipping. He's a savior of Victor Hovland. All right, you got any others?
Obviously, you could go the short game. You could go the short game chef too. Sure. You could wear a chef outfit, carry around your phone. Be ready. Be like an influencer. Always have your phone out.
Watch me blade this shot under the front porch. I like that.
I think chef is all about getting shallow. So you could just be like, you're not shallow. You're too steep. You gotta shallow that out. I believe I'm not like super. I know how I chip. I chip my way.
You could correct the people putting the candy in your bucket. Be like, that came in too steep. You got to throw that in a little more shallow into that basket. You could say that. All right, recent one. You're dressed up in Nike. You're Tom Kim. You start like breaking stuff when you get up to the porch. You just start going to town on decorations in a fury. That was a recent one. The Rory and the player scoring meme from the U.S. Open. You walk up to the door. You have like a table on top, and you got your shoulders. Your hat's halfway up your forehead. Trick or treat. You just like sort of incredulous, like you just got kicked. Rory, the meme.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
You get the Riddler costume, so you just wear something.
From Batman.
Put question marks all over it. Do you know who you are?
The chairman of Augusta National?
John Huh.
This is what we like. The misdirection. That's exceptionally dumb. Sticking with the prior one, you're dressed as a 40s boomer white guy, maybe a polo. You go up, just basic golf attire. You go up you go trick or treat. You put a chair down, folding chair of some type. It collapses, falls over. You tumble around on the front porch. What are you?
I don't even know what you're talking. Oh, one of the fans that fell?
U.S. Open patron. U.S. Open fan at Pinehurst. Just props. You're rolling out of your chair onto the porch. It just collapsed on me. Screw loose.
I got one for you. All green. Yep. You wear all green, like grass green. You get one of those, those fan hats those like the colored fan, like it's the visor, and then you have like orange hair. Spray paint it green. What are you?
What? All green.
You're Charlie Hoffman's Tough of Grass.
That's pretty good. Throwback. I like that. We got emailed so many Toasty costumes. I don't know. I had more. One for my own.
Do you want me to empty out the chamber?
No, I've got a bunch more. I've got some. I think you go as a group of like 25, 30 people. Like you're essentially bum rushing the door. You're all dressed. You're the Solheim Cup shuttle parking lot. Just like totally jamming up the house. Everybody's standing waiting around. You go as like 30 people. the shuttle parking lot from the Solheim Cup.
I thought you were going somewhere else where you could have like 20, 30 people all in caddy bibs.
Yeah.
And you could be Toasty's crew caddies for the year.
There's a lot of emails on that one.
I got one here.
Yep.
Get a little league manager outfit, like the travel manager. The manager.
Yeah.
Little league manager. Get yourself like a stick-on mustache. If you're a skinny boy, put a pillow in your stomach. Get a little belly. Carry around golf balls and just fire them into banks around. And you're Johnson Wagner at the players live from.
Love that. We got some emails on that one, didn't we, PJ? We had those.
We got. Is people are thinking that.
Oh yeah,
we got a couple. Johnsons.
I did not look at the email.
You didn't either. Yep, I didn't. I had all these originally before I looked at emails. You dress in all black, essentially. Maybe a polo hat. You go up and you start offering brochures on retirement and annuity, retirement and annuity, a services provider. You do it very slowly as people are trying to usher you off their porch. And your literature on Apollo Global Management's annuity services. Your Patrick Cantlett. Just you got more than you bargained for on your porch.
Here's an easy one. Wear a Steph Curry jersey.
Yeah.
People say, "Are you Steph Curry?" You say, "No, I'm Siwoo Kim."
Siwoo Kim. I lost on the 18th hole of the Saturday foursomes or whatever it was. All right, this is sort of an intricate one. Your 3-person costume. Someone dresses as Jason Day, Malbon, the parachute, the whole deal. You're Jason Day. Another person dresses as the sunshine, and another person dresses in all red. 3-person costume. Your sun, your day, and your red. I mean, you knock on the door.
Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the sun. You're a master of karate. Friendship for everyone. Day, man.
God. You have now antagonized 2 really like subcategories of our audience. People who hate the football talk and people who hate that we sort of went overboard throwing that in there. We got a lot of feedback on that. Sorry, people, but not change it. So your sun, day red, you knock on the door. It's not trick or treat. It's some purple prose overdrawn language. I came up with some in 2 seconds. On this crisp autumnal evening, when man-made horrors try to haunt our dreams, calm is the true king-size treat. And that's why I'm wearing cashmere from Sunday Red.
I'm worried that Sunday Red's going to poach you as their copyright.
I'm available for work. Sunday Red. I
just had one pop into my head. All you got to do is get a white T-shirt and write podcasts and cross them out. Be an anti-podcast guy, and you could be our friend.
Will take anybody that hosts a podcast, give them 2 aside, and play them for their car podcasts.
Do you just support radio or what? No, I'm Brian K-Trek or whatever. What is that? What it is?
Yeah, I'm Brian K-Trek, and I support Russ Cochran being in a PGA Tour event at age 65.
Pretty good.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Dress up as a mule, put a crown on, and you're Lanto Griffin, King Mule.
I think there could be a march of mules. You get all their sponsors for Lashley, Armor, and one's the king. It's just the parade of mules coming up, and everybody's dressed as a mule.
You could dress up. You could figure out how many signed that memo. Was it Lashley?
Yeah,
Brent Grant. You could all
James
be different
Hahn,
mules.
The whole thing. A few other. You know what I couldn't come up with? The chaplain. I mean, he dresses like a man of faith. But like, what's the hook for why you're a bad caddy? You're just like you're overshooting the porch. I couldn't come up with one for the chaplain.
You could have 15 clubs in the bag, or like 20 clubs in the bag.
One. There we go.
You could have the clubs all out of order and really dirty. You know, that could be.
I like
could be
that.
kind of
That's
an
good.
obvious.
That's good.
How about this one? Wear a Spirit Airlines shirt.
What is this?
Just be a Spirit Airlines super fan. You're Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki. I was wondering if that's Hideki. You could do a Bryson. Bryson's a costume every year. This year, I would think you're carrying the cross, the master sign that he uprooted at Augusta National. You're carrying that from door to door, and you're asking people if they appreciate what you do online instead of trick or treat. That's your Bryson costume. He's been one every year. You dress as a golfer in a bucket hat. You have the Valspar trophy in tow, the paintbrush. You knock on the door, like, hey, trick or treat. How you doing? Hey, you're Peppy Peter.
I got one.
Okay.
Wear all Jordan gear.
Okay. Keegan,
but then,
who is this?
All Jordan gear, but then put like masking tape, put EVR under it, and you're Eric Van Rooyen.
Ridiculous.
You could be a bar bouncer, and you're Jake Knapp. That's an easy one.
Like
it's
that.
kind of obvious. I'm surprised the influencers haven't hit that one.
I had sort of an abstract one. You could be the Creator Classic, and you go around. You're just filming everything you do, talking about 100,000 people are watching this right now. How you never turn the camera on anyone else but yourself, and you play occasional golf shots. That could be the Creator Classic with like 10
It'd be
people.
Great. You do it with your kid too, and you never have the camera on the kid. You ask people to take pictures of you, but not
they're
your
holding.
kid.
Yes. Influencer Central.
For those that took offense at my Wikipedia reading recently, where we had Discovery, you could be a Tombstone and you could be J.L. Lewis.
Oh my God. Hey guys, we're not happy that J.L. Lewis is no longer with us. We weren't laughing about that. We were laughing at Andy's idiocy, not discovering it. It's an innocent mistake. I really wish JL was still around, and we're very sorry for his family. Like, I don't understand why people got mad about that.
Hey, I had a discovery last week that I didn't hear of. Everybody focused on the Volvic disaster.
Yeah.
And what it did to Bubba.
Okay.
Nobody talked about what Volvic did to the long drive guys.
I know. That was their thing. I mean, they leaned into that.
I heard that Volvic balls might have single-handedly destroyed the long drive competition.
I still have like a dozen from when I went to whatever that place was in Oklahoma for the finals.
Thackerville.
The Golf Channel. Thackerville, that's what it was. Thackerville. I let my daughter use the pink ones. It's probably not the way to get her into the game.
Apparently, guys just couldn't find the grid.
It
was
great.
partly because of the Volvic golf balls.
That's good.
You could be a washed-up long drive guy carrying around Volvic golf balls.
Just mad about Volvic. One more, maybe. A bunch more, but I'll go one more. You're an adult. You dress as an LPGA pro. But you go back and forth between shepherding your kids and actually trick-or-treating yourself. You're Annika Sorenstam. Can't decide if you're a real player or you want to do celebrity stuff. Like, you're not out there just walking your kids door to door, but then you're seriously trick-or-treating every other house. You're Annika Sorenstam.
This is an easy no-brainer. Really easy one for a baby. Just dress him up as a houseplant and you're Bennett Scheffler. Oh, that's cute. Your kid's a plant. No, he's Scotty Scheffler's kid.
All right, we got any others? I think I'm done. I had Mike Weir, like a diminutive fella in all black who doesn't say anything. Thought about, you're just like trick or treat. Trick or treat. No, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
I got a couple.
Toast Mike.
You dress in all Nike, and then you got Pit Viper sunglasses and a pepper grinder. You're David Duvall grinding on the Champs Tour for his
pepper grinder. Oh.
His first win.
What a work of art that is. The pepper grinder.
I was brainstorming Dick Green costumes.
You understood
couldn't
the
come up with any.
You have a Joe Namath jersey and a microphone, and you walk around making guarantees. You're Peter Jacobson.
Good job, PJ. PJ got the assignment. Oh yeah, Joe Namath. No, I'm Peter Jacobson.
Why would you be Joe Namath?
Do you have a Papa costume?
I did. I tried so hard to try to think of...
Could you wear like a Giants jersey, but then a Champions Tour hat?
The Giants. You're just so depressed about the Giants.
Yeah, you carry around a microphone, have a Giants jersey on, and a Champions Tour hat on, and you're Bob Papa.
I also had a Tom Kim pre-door. I said you're wearing all Nike, but you're riding around on one of those RC cars like he was on his cooler in full swing. Yeah. Just riding around his living room saying, I demand to be taken seriously. That was my Tom Kim effort. You can wear a Texas A&M shirt and hat and bring around a baseball glove, and people go, oh, you like play baseball? He goes, no, I just want to play golf. You're Boomer White.
Boomer White.
That is very esoteric. That is niche, beyond niche.
And then I think
God.
Boomer White.
No one's getting that.
He just wants to play golf. He doesn't want to play baseball. SEC Player of the Year.
Mid-am notables section. Boomer White. God. All right.
And then my last.
That's unbelievable.
My last one. You know how some houses have like a front door and a side door.
Yeah.
So if you go up to the left to the side door, there's a bigger porch. It's a wider, candy bowl, more selection. But you're supposed to go to the front door. Everybody has to go to the front door. But you're going to go to the left. You're going to film yourself while you do it. You're a creator on the 18th tee of the Creator Classic, playing up the 10th fairway, where it's a lot easier.
Wes.
Instead of taking the front door, 18th fairway landing zone.
Wes Bryan. Love that.
No Matt Kuchar ones.
There was a lot of Matt Kuchar ones in the email.
Matt Kuchar, like a lot. That and Toasty, I would say, were the most
what were some
repetitive.
of the good emails?
Here's one from Travis Polari. I thought Neil Shipley in the Butler cabin, where you just have this like 1,000-yard dead man stare every time you knock on the door. I thought a good partner costume could also be Phil Mickelson at the Champions Dinner, Masters, where he's like lobotomized. You knock on the door, you're just like staring, mouth agape, like won't talk to anybody. So that's Neil Shipley, Butler cabin. Robert Byrne, Northwestern quarter zip, fake set of bad teeth. Come on. A magnifying glass, a mangled driver, and every time someone says trick or treat, you say, this is outrageous, and storm off. You're Mad Matty Fitzpatrick. That's honestly the only thing I'll remember from the BMW at Castle Pines is Matt Fitzpatrick's 12-year grievance about his driver ruling.
You'll remember more when we do the year in review.
That's true. If we get to the playoffs, sometimes we'll cut that short.
Could be PJ seasons, the playoffs.
Love that. Ben Crook said group costume submission, your ghosts, zombies, mummies, wearing assortment of caddy bibs. You've got an abacus. You've got a Spanish dictionary, Spanish to English. Your Toasty's caddy cemetery. I thought that was kind of a good twist of like the cemetery of lost Toasty caddies. You've got cars strategically placed along your route as the night progresses. That's pretty good.
More caddies get out of it.
That's pretty good. What else? Jeremy Wilson. You go to a costume party in your regular clothes. People didn't think you're dressed up, but then they see something in your hand and it's $300 gift card to the PGA Tour Superstar. They ask what you're supposed to be. You go, I'm dressed as the guy who won the season-long 1 in a million fantasy golf title. Just a regular guy.
And you have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah. Will Rame. Sharpie supplies. You need a Sharpie, a paint hat, and a French flag. And you write on your hand, the saliva that flows now will become the tears of joy tomorrow. You're Matthew Pavon. Probably not. Probably another niche one.
You could do one where you're the agent, where you're an agent. So you dress up in a suit, have a phone up, and be having a really serious conversation, and it's the agents telling their players that they have to pay taxes on the $500,000 stipend.
Love that. Justin Lipton, Playboy golf shirt, fake mustache, Titleist hat, and then you've got Elsa or Anna, stuffed animal character affixed to your shoulder, aka frozen shoulder. You are J. Don Blake. If you can find a Playboy golf shirt between now and tomorrow night, I'll be impressed.
I've got the Anna and Elsa dolls ready to go.
I've got the
Playboy.
I've got that. Byron Nolson, golf pants, logo covered polo, golf hat and a club, blazer with Workday, AT&T, and FedEx on the lapel, but you have a beer in hand and a ticket lanyard around your neck. You are now Jay's infamous partners, players, and fans. So sort of like a procedural costume there. Players, partners, and fans. And you can represent more than one in the piece of the costume to show where your allegiance lies.
I mean, the classic Monahan outfit is easy. Like ill-fitting suit, disheveled look, like make yourself look really tired and just be walk around muttering partners, players,
ill-fitting suit.
Fans. Like particularly ill-fitting in the shoulders.
On a go-forward basis, we will be doing this.
Partner, just mutter under your breath, partners, players, fans.
Trick or treat. PJ, you could jump in here, but I got a bunch. Blair Thomas, I got to shout him out. I think he was probably holistically the best email. A lot of creative options. I don't know if it made me laugh the hardest, but very impressive. Option 1, wear tan pants and shoes. Glue 6 to 8 brown pool noodles in a stack and wrap them around your midsection. Wear a green shirt and a hat with a pin flag. You're a greenside bunker at DLF. I love this. Tan pants, pool noodles up to the green at the top of your head. So smart.
So good.
Option 2, knitter in your family.
This is incredible.
That one I feel like you might be able to get done between now and tomorrow. Option 2, you have a knitter in your family. Have them make tiny black knit hats with numbers 1 to 10 in alternate colors. You put them on your 10 fingers like thimbles. You wear a tailor-made shirt and hat. Your Aaron Rise golf bag. Pretty good. Iron covers on your fingers. You got the driver. This guy's creative. Option 2, you'll get 100 different versions of the Arnold Palmer's endowment, but it was the eggplant emoji. Dresses the eggplant emoji. All right, never mind. Option 4, wear an airbrushed BTS t-shirt over jeans. I think that's the famous K-pop, Korean BTS. Cowboy boots and a huge belt buckle. You hang a plaque on the front of the door and serve dumplings to trick-or-treaters. I assume Bibigo. You are the CJ Cup honoring Byron Nelson. So a combo, cowboy, various Korean cultural items. You're the CJ Cup. Should we go to the Kuchar section? There were some good ones here.
I have one more before we go to Kuchar. From
right.
John King. You dress up as an ethereal figure in like a white robe, a bright light behind you, so you can't really see who you are. When somebody asks what you are, tell them you're an omniscient podcast that knows when the listener has fallen asleep.
That's pretty good. I got to throw a few more. David Mecca also had the PGA Tour FedEx Cup Superstore winner. You have a cardboard cutout check that says $300, like a giant check, but it's only $300 in credit to the Superstore. Blaine Ullman
must be redeemed within a year.
Blaine Ullman sent screenshots of every single Preferred Lies tweet and said, you print these out, put them on your chest, and you screenshot them. You just say you dress as Preferred Lies, carrying around a golf towel, a ball covered in mud. Your Preferred Lies.
A PGA Tour comms account, Twitter would be pretty good because they had some.
That's good.
When they what did they do when they did the one tweet about, was it Brooks missing cuts and majors?
Yes. Yeah.
You could do like a greatest hits of the PGA Tour comms account. Preferred Lies is all over the place, but like you could just go through that thing and find some dandies.
Nikki Isaacson, I think, assume a female listener. We have plenty of those. Nikki Isaacson. They're a teacher outfit, Argyle sweater, glasses, backpack, have a presenter pointer, a T89 calculator. You put a sizable foam finger, number one, on the other hand, and you have become number one instructor of America, Mark Blackburn. So you're a teacher plus number one, Mark Blackburn costume, like that from Nikki.
Love that.
What else do we have? Oh, Carolyn Zacharias, another female listener.
Dress
up as Dr. Evil. But when they ask who you are, Dr. Evil say, no, I'm Brant Snedeker. Bald Brant. Pretty good.
Cold-blooded.
Pretty good.
My God, that is ruthless.
I like this one from Evan. You're taking your kids around. You as the parent are Camila Villegas at the President's Cup. After, when they say trick or treat, you just walk away and tell them to go to the next house. And then you have a second parent as Kevin Kisner just yelling at you for telling them to walk away early.
Jason Page says a pillowcase with a big hole cut in the bottom. Before asking for candy, you have to run around the yard doing the Steph Curry sleep celebration with your pillowcase. When you finally get the candy, it falls through the hole in the pillowcase, and everyone is kind of disappointed by your celebration. Now that is good. Jason Page, friend of the program. Had to throw that out there. Perry Gill, multiple articles of Live clothing, a MAGA hat, baking flour thrown in the face, shouting political takes to random passerbys. You're Anthony Kim. I don't understand what the baking flour is for.
You don't.
What else? DM Fitz 22. You wear a this is so niche. You wear a navy blue suit. You weren't invited. It's literally just a random house that you show up to and invite yourself. Andy, this is a hard one. Navy suit, weren't invited. You show up to a random house. You invite yourself in. People are wondering, what the hell is this guy here for? You're wearing a suit. You're handing out medals to people at the party. The costume is more realistic if you're tall. You are Paul Gasol at the Olympic golf medal ceremony. I totally forgot that happened. Kyle Waterstone, day Malbon man. So you're the always sunny day man, but also accented with the infamous Malbon vest.
Day man, fighter of the night man, oh, champion of the sun. Oh.
I liked, we had a couple entries of pretty much the same thing. You wear a Nike hat and a Troy Bolton from High School Musical costume, and you go as Rory because we're all in this together.
I'm not familiar with the musical lyrics, but I'll take
that's the main song from the entire series. That's a really good one.
All right. That is good. A lot of Frugalite suggestions, like build a player with like handouts from the Continental Breakfast Bar. A lot of those, the Frugalite. Sun sleeves. You're the run of the mill build a player tour pro with sun sleeves.
Ask for extra candy every stop.
Yes, that's not enough. A little bit more for the effort. A little extra for the effort.
So were there any PGA Tour? Were there any Champions Tour minutes suggestions for PJ?
There were. There was fake knife with blood on your neck, and that was cutthroat corner. You're a 2009 Champions Tour Rookie of the Year, 1991 Centel Western Open. When anyone says anything, you respond by saying the podcast clip. You're Russ Cochran. I love the knife in the throat with blood coming out. Cutthroat corner.
You're lefty. You have to have lefty golf clubs.
Lefty.
You hit it 225.
That was from Daniel Soriano. I want to give credit to people here. Drew Corbett. This one's just for you. Jordan Spieth, super tuned up clothes, very polite. Do your trick-or-treating at 2:30 early and go home at 5 p.m. without warning. I guess that's Jordan Spieth exiting early. Very basic.
I like this one from Brett Barnes. He said, golf costume that is out, Officer Gillis. Golf costume that is in, a Moore County police officer handing out speeding tickets in Pinehurst.
I just got my fines. I got those people will be interested in this. I got my Butchie got me my
out of it?
Settlement here.
You didn't have to go down to North Carolina.
Disposition letter here.
Okay.
Your case was deposed on Friday, October 24th. We entered a plea of improper equipment.
Oh, they didn't have the right radar. Did the CT machine get you off? CT machine. You've been standing for it for years. Improper equipment.
Oh, wow.
Improper equipment. Fine and costs were assessed in the amount of $286. So no moving violation. I'm off without speeding. But I'm owed. I've got to pay $286. I'm off.
Oh, this is such a scheme to just fill the coffers of the county. Everybody's off, but you just got to pay $300.
Improper. I bet they're all improper equipment.
Yeah, for a price they are. That's for sure. How about that?
So about $400 oopsie-daisy on my way down.
Attorney,
over almost $500 oopsie-daisy because I was just trying to get to our Pinehurst. I was trying to get to our Pinehurst house on PJ's first week to onboard.
That's right. Dan Kilgore goes Cusple's costume. You dress up as taxi drivers, F1 drivers. Your kids are Mario Kart characters. You are none of these, however. You are just 2016 Golf Channel TV series Driver versus Driver. And he also had a Triton suggested. That's Dan Kilgore.
You could do probably a Nick Taylor one. You could dress up in Canadian gear, carry around an N64 controller, Mario Kart.
Yeah, yes.
And then have some sort of maybe it's like Western Canada gear, and then have like an anti-Mike Weir, a picture with Mike Weir crossed off on it, and it's President's Cup snub Nick Taylor.
Pretty good. I love that. Should we get to the Kuchar category? You have any more you want to throw in there, PJ? We've been going for a bit, but throw them in there if you want at this point.
I know Billy Boy is a staple of the Halloween costume, but you can do a 2024 updated version. You could wear like an oversized white dress shirt and go as the Punta Cana, jacket that they give you with the West Ham hat. Your 2024 Billy.
It's good.
All right. Here's the Kuchar category. Michael Williams. You trick or treat with a couple friends on Halloween night, passing up on any offers to take candy. You go, no thanks, I'm okay. Next morning, you knock on the door bright and early. Trick or treat. Are you still drunk from last night? What are you doing? You're Matt Kuchar at the Wyndham. Bonus credit if you don't say thank you and leave a cheap tip to the homeowner. Brentley Romine, what you need to wear: Skechers, khakis, navy golf polo, Bridgestone golf hat, fresh sunburn. What you need to do: ring the doorbell, and once someone answers, inform them that you'll be back at 8:30 in the morning. Put a golf tee down in the entryway and walk away. So good, Brentley. Bob Williams, put on some bad khakis, pleated, strongly beige. Find a thick navy blue cotton shirt, smile in the mirror as wide as fake as effing possible, grab a pack of sticky notes and pen and write on each note over and over the same thing. Thanks for this candy. I'll be back again at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. You have no choice but to be here to receive me. Show up again wearing the same outfit, take more candy, smile, and leave. You are Matt Kuchar at the Wyndham. Rick Holland.
You can ask for breakfast while you're at it too. Act like you're going into player dining with your whole family.
Everybody here.
I'm showing up with my entire family tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Rick Holland. For Halloween, you dress up as a pro golfer.
Do you think they opened a player dining for him that morning? Did that come out?
I think so. They had the range. They had everything.
Do you think they just had like some McDonald's or something?
I think they probably set it up. If let's be fair to Kuch, they probably set it up for the pro-am thing they had going on there. He just skimmed off the top of that. Last one, Rick Holland. You dress up as a pro golfer. You need one of those adjustable beam flashlights. You ring the doorbell. You say trick or treat. Then hold the flashlight above your head, point it down at you. Slowly adjust the light from full beam to down to off. So you turn the light off. And then say you'll be back first thing in the morning, that everyone needs to be here. So you got all sorts of mishmash these together between the light, putting the tea down, the sticky notes saying thank you, I'll be back again tomorrow. A lot of Kuchar options this year for 2024 Halloween. Did I cover it, PJ? Did I get us?
Yeah, those were good.
I'm so happy I didn't even try with the Kuchar thing because those were so good.
They're so good. We got to figure out a winner for the gift certificate. I think I don't know, split it up among the Kucharites. There's a few. We'll determine that by Friday.
Was it $300 PGA Tour Superstar gift certificate?
It was 150, I think we said, to the Pro Shop, Fried Egg Pro Shop. We'll figure
PGA
that out. We'll announce that on Friday. We'll go through these again and just pick a winner. There were many. We hopefully got your names attached to them.
We'll allow the unbiased
judge.
Yeah, or okay. Unbiased judge.
Okay. All right, that does it for this Wednesday episode of the Shotgun Start. We'll be back Friday. Hey, first of the month. Everybody's got to be ready to roll. First of the month recording. We'll talk to you then.